Well, of course, this is Rob from Vend Advisors. And, Rob, we were just talking about what makes the ideal seller of a business. What about the buyer? What makes an ideal buyer of a business?
Randy, it's another good spot. Good question, too. Great being here with you, obviously, too, big time. But yeah, I think, selling the business, as I've said, is not happenstance. It's not luck. It's not just try it out and see what happens. It is a recipe. There are ingredients. And as you said, we talked before about the ingredient being that motivated seller. But now we also need the other, as an equal part ingredient, a motivated buyer.
Oh, yeah.
From that standpoint, and by that I mean a buyer that is, a buyer that's motivated, a buyer that's also qualified from the standpoint of buying the business, and quite frankly, a buyer that has the funds or the sources from the standpoint to be able to.
It's almost like qualifying a buyer. That's got to be there too. Well, as far as motivating the buyer, what are the elements that create a motivated buyer? I
think a big thing, really, quite frankly, is that buyer having a passion and a desire for that business that they're looking to buy.
Yeah.
Because if there's anything else, if you don't have, that's a major key ingredient in a person from the standpoint of wanting to own. I think every business owner out there realizes that too. You have to have a passion. You've got to have the desire to want to do that, as well as looking background too. Some element. It also has that buyer some element of experience, possibly within, not necessarily maybe within that business, but maybe in other elements of business, or other things that they've owned and what they've done as a comparative and a basis there.
And there are certainly things working with a seller that you can prepare or make better to also increase that motivation of the buyer, like profitability of the business or how the business is run. Are those elements too?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I think there's aspects to look at to begin with when you first sit in some discovery work, things you're doing from the standpoint with the seller to look at the business as to how it is and what it looks like, and what can you do to make some improvements there for the presentment improvements as well.
And it goes back to that recipe that Rob's always talking about, working with a seller to get these things, together and what you have to do. Rob's got a lot of experience. How long have you been doing this?
Oh, I've been involved in small business for over 30 years.
Wow. Yeah, okay.
Been a CFO in small business for over 21 years as well. So yeah, I've got a little bit of traction, or I get a little bit of wear on the treads.
Yeah, that's great. Well, that's what you want. You want a little wear on the treads. I like that, but. Still a lot of tread life left in this guy. So if you're looking to sell your business, if you're looking to just do anything with your business to maximize the value, that's what Vend Advisors does. So if you're not already there, stop by vendadvisorsllc.com. Other videos just like this. Well, not just like this. Rob touches on a whole bunch of different subjects that you might want to check out while you're there. So vendadvisorsllc.com. Check it out.